thousands of people after the alert status was raised to level 3 for a resting volcano. Taal Volcano has been spewing plumes of gas and steam, some going up to a kilometer high. Officials warn that Taal's volcanic activity could lead to a hazardous eruption in weeks. Benabinal reports.
Since a short-lived eruption of the Philippines' Taal Volcano last July 1, residents in 5 villages near the volcano's southwest have been preemptively evacuated. Fishing in Taal Lake, which surrounds the volcano, is prohibited, affecting the livelihood of many who have set up fish pens there. Border controls are in place also due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Entry is restricted on this 7-kilometer danger zone. This area to my left is at high risk of a fatal ash flow and other hazards in case of an explosive eruption. So authorities at this border checkpoint are only allowing those with a waiver that lets them enter the zone to feed their animals or to salvage remaining essential items.
Outside the 7-kilometer danger zone are houses with signs like these, indicating that displaced families are here. Some of these residents opted not to go to government evacuation centers where capacity at the center is capped due to safe distancing protocol. Others fear catching COVID-19 there. 14 displaced families, all related, with 60 people, mostly kids, live in 2 small bungalows owned by relatives. This is where dozens of them sleep. In another hut, 4 related families, all displaced by the volcano's July unrest, are cramped in here. One of them is this elderly person who survived the 1965 Taal Volcano eruption, which claimed 200 lives.
Ay, yung talagang pinakamalaking pambako ay yan ang akong pandemyang iyang baka ito'y mahawahan, ay talagang inaamin ko kaya pati ako hindi makakuwan nga at baka itong aking mga nararamdaman ito'y mahawahan pa noon, wala po kami ipagpapagamot.
Though their conditions are less than ideal, relatives hosting them say it's part of being Filipino, providing a lifeline to loved ones in need, even though they themselves have very little to give.
Pero kahit nga madami, sabi ko naman ho ay sa asawa ko kung anong kaya nating maitulong dahil kasi ang asawa ko ay construction ho. Pag ulan, walang trabaho, pag magandang araw ay kahit na kung kami kakain din ho ang aking pamilya. Kahit ano man ho mangyari, basta ho, sama-sama ho kami na magtutulungan.
While staying with family in times of need may be a cultural norm in the Philippines, some do not wish to burden their relatives, especially if they had to stay for more than a year. Evacuees here are those displaced during the explosive eruption of January last year. They come from Taal Volcano Island, which surrounds the crater. Many lived there to fish and farm after the 1965 eruption. Others displaced from the island in 2020 were relocated to a housing site, but not them.
Ayun nga po ang sabi namin dito, pagka kami po mga lahat ng bakwit, kung wala po kaming pabahay, mapipilitan po kaming bumalik sa island. Ay kahit po delikado, ay ganun po mangyayari.
Here, 2 families are cramped in each 1.5 square meter modular tent for over a year now. The state's Disaster Management Council says food packs for thousands of families in evacuation centers set up since July 1 were sent to localities since the eruption that day. But families here are not seen as part of the disaster emergency group. Though state assistance exists for others, many fall through the cracks, from lack of housing for hundreds more permanently displaced from Volcano Island to lack of food aid for those starving but are outside government centers. Those living under the same roof as they wait for Taal Volcano's unrest to ease say they draw strength from each other, no matter how many gut punches they endure from the restless Taal Volcano. Buena Bernal, CNA, Batangas.
And next